Okay, these are your notes on the law of conservation of energy. You need to be annotating as I go over these notes. So rather than copying anything down, you're going to use this highlighter right here in Word, this highlighter to highlight important things. So if you look under Home in Word, you'll see this little highlighter icon. So these notes are on the law of conservation of energy, and this law has three main parts that you need to understand. So the main part that most people normally know is this first line here. Energy cannot be created or destroyed, it can only change form. But that's really only part of the story. That's only part of the law. The other two parts are the amount of total energy does not change in a closed system, and we've already been talking about that, how the total energy does not change. It stays constant even while PE and KE go up or down. And then the other thing you've also already heard is that thermal energy is present in all energy transformations. Okay, here's an example here showing a little cannon shooting out some chemical energy. And as that chemical energy is shot out, it turns into kinetic energy, which is part of mechanical energy. So we really call it mechanical energy. It has those two parts, KE and PE. And of course, thermal energy is there as well. And as we've already seen in our last notes, we would write that as a math equation. Chemical energy turns into or equals KE plus PE plus THE. All right, here's a definition. You definitely need to know that. Friction. Friction is a force that acts when two objects touch. Thermal energy is always transferred when friction is acting. Okay, I'm gonna highlight that. I'm gonna go up to the top, click on the highlighter, and then I can just click at the beginning and drag over, and that should highlight it. Okay. All right, let's look at the picture that goes with this. So here's a roller coaster, and we've been looking at lots of roller coasters, and lots of it is stuff that you already know. So at the top of the hill, PE is max. That's the most potential energy it's ever going to have. And as the roller coaster starts to move, it has the most kinetic energy at the bottom, and then the roller coaster goes back up. But on the second hill, it's going to have less potential energy than it did at the top of the first hill. And that is because of friction. Friction causes some of the potential energy to turn into thermal energy. Okay, so this is an important line right up here. It's part of the diagram, so you're not going to be able to highlight this. It says not all of the car's potential energy is converted into kinetic energy as the cars go down the first hill. In addition, not all of the car's kinetic energy is converted into potential energy as the car goes back up the hill, up the second hill. Some of it is changed into thermal energy because of friction. Okay, so as a roller coaster moves along, most GPE transforms into KE. Okay, I'm going to highlight the word most because you're going to see it's not all, it's most. Some of the GPE transforms into thermal energy because of friction between the track and the car. Highlight that. And between the car and the air molecules that are around the car. Okay, so there's friction acting between the car and the track as the car glides over the track, but there's also friction as that car hits the air molecules that are around it and heats up the air molecules, causing the oxygen atoms and the carbon dioxide molecules to move around a little bit more. That's actually friction caused by the car and the people in the car banging into the air molecules. So friction slows the motion of the roller coaster. I'll go ahead and highlight that whole thing. Okay, so it acts to slow down the speed and the energy of the roller coaster. Okay, another vocabulary word, a closed system. Okay, a closed system, I'm going to highlight that. A closed system definition is a group of objects that only transfer energy among themselves. So one way to kind of think of a closed system is it's one of those jars that you shake, and it has that fake snow in it. It often has a little winter scene, like a little deer standing in the snow with a a conifer or a Christmas tree there. So nothing can go in or out of a closed system. In a roller coaster, the closed system includes not only the car, but it also includes the track and the air around the track. Okay, I'm going to highlight that. Important to remember. So in the roller coaster example, the energy is transformed between all of those things, not just the car. Right? Up until now, we've just been talking about how the car transforms energy from potential energy to kinetic energy back to potential energy. But now I'm telling you that that is not the whole story. It's actually also transferring energy to the track and to the air around the track. So the energy transformation in this closed system is GPE goes to kinetic energy plus sound energy, right? As the car goes down the track, there's a lot of noise involved in that. And so that's sound energy and thermal energy. Only in a closed system will the energy balance on each side of the equation. In reality, though, the roller coaster also includes the machine and the chains that drag the car up to the top of the first hill. But this energy comes from outside the system. Okay, so that's just a little bit confusing. How does that roller coaster get to that highest hill? Well, it uses a gasoline engine to actually drag the car up there. So we kind of ignore that energy and don't consider the fact that energy had to be put in order to get the car up to that highest point. So we just go ahead and say, well, it's a closed system and it starts at PE max, even though really that's actually not true. Okay, but this energy comes from outside the system. So just important point. The ultimate closed system is our universe. As far as scientists know, no energy comes in or out of the universe. It's constant within our universe. Okay, anytime energy conversions happen, some of the energy always changes to thermal energy. This thermal energy is a form of friction. Important. Maybe the air heats up around the object, or the engine gets hot, or the road gets hot. It is not useful energy. So we actually say that it's lost or wasted because it cannot be transformed into other forms of useful energy once it becomes thermal energy. All right, pretty important. So we use the word that the energy is lost, even though it's not really lost, right? Because if we go back up to our law of conservation of energy, it says energy cannot be created or destroyed. It's just changing forms. So even though we're saying, oh, that energy is lost, it's gone, that isn't really true. It's just that it's turning into thermal energy, which makes it not useful anymore. We can't turn it back into electrical energy or anything. Okay, so here it shows you in this example all the ways that thermal energy occurs in the energy transformations in that house. Okay, another vocabulary word. A perpetual motion machine, highlight that, is a machine that could run forever without adding more energy. Because thermal energy is always, quote unquote, wasted, there has to be a constant supply of new energy to keep machines running. In other words, PE and KE can't convert back and forth forever, right? Because you're constantly losing energy to thermal energy. Throughout history, engineers have always tried to create a machine that could run forever without adding new energy. So far, a perpetual motion machine has never been made. Okay, so it is not possible to create something like that. Since perpetual motion isn't yet possible, engineers settle for trying their best to increase energy efficiency in their designs. Energy efficiency means as little thermal energy as possible is wasted. Okay, I'm going to highlight that. Compare the sleek aerodynamic car below to the boxy, energy inefficient SUV. So there's a car that wastes very little energy to friction, whereas this boxy car wastes a lot of energy to thermal energy loss, a lot of friction caused by the car banging into the air molecules around it. In order to balance energy equations, you must remember that total energy does not change. It is constant. The amount of PE and KE changes. So for every energy transfer, the total energy is the same. In both examples below, the total energy is the mechanical energy of the system, so it is called ME. Okay, and here are two problems. An example with a skateboarder showing how GPE and KE change. You need to remember that mechanical energy stays the same in all positions along that skateboard ramp. And then here's the roller coaster example that we did in class the other day. We did number 1 and number 4 as part of our warm-up. You can go ahead and see, you can read the examples on your own and see if you can solve for question 2 and question 3 on your own, if those make sense to you. Okay, that is the end of the notes. Make sure you have the notes highlighted. You are not turning it in. You're going to take a quiz over the notes, and when you do, you definitely want to have the notes with you right by your side, because the questions will refer to exact things on the notes. Okay, that is it.